Hello everyone. So in the last videos we've seen how to use the concept of props in React. So by using props we could what we could do is we could pass data, and this data is collected by props as object, and this object will then use the properties, and finally it is rendered onto the screen, right? And if you have not followed my earlier videos, please kindly follow, because that way you could relate to what I'm saying in this video or in the next future videos. Okay, that way you'll be able to relate. So next, what we will do today is we'll okay, first let's check what was the output of the earlier video. This was the output, right? So we had multiple players. This example was used. This players was an array of objects, and we had 3 players, so multiple data were passed, and this was just collected by this subcomponent file with props, and props helped it to render onto the screen, and the data were passed, right? So in today's video, what we'll do is we'll learn how to handle events. We'll learn event handling in a very basic manner, so that we could know the essence of event handling. Okay, but before that, let's do something with this part, with this subcomponent part being inside app.js. Let us isolate this part, and yeah, so let us create a separate component file for that. Let's say players.js. so essentially what we are trying to do is we're trying to create players.js file. So essentially what we are trying to do is we're trying to create a file specifically for the players information. So the function named players, and this will return something, and it will be exported to the files that will import them, right? So it will be as default, and it will return some JSX. Okay, these things we have learned in our earlier videos. So this is the basic structure of a component function, and here we will return the same thing that we had earlier written it in the app.js file. So this part will cut and we'll paste it in the players file, which is a component itself. So we'll put it inside a div, we'll wrap it inside a div, because we can only return one value at a time. So this will be considered as one value. Now okay, now this app.js will import this players component file, right? So here we'll replace this with players, and we will have JSX players, and we'll pass the JSX attribute. Let's say player info. Let's create a JSX attribute named player info, and here we'll pass the data. Here we'll pass the data for all the players that are included here, right? So how we will collect this? Using the name of the array. Okay, using the name of the array. So here we'll write players, which means that this array has been passed, and this JSX attribute is helping to pass this array inside this players inside this players subcomponent file, and this players component file will receive this in props. Okay, and how we will render it is that we'll write props dot player info. If I'm not wrong, it's player info. Yeah, it's player info, and the index and the property name. Okay, so if we write here, if we put here props.playerinfo.player_, if we write here props.playerinfo.playername, it will render the data for that property. Okay, so let us also include this, and yeah, and here inside this players.js we'll have to import the sub component file, and then it will act as it has acted, as it has outputted in the earlier example as well. So in a sense, okay, let us give the first index. Let us write the first index also. So in a way it will render all the three players on the screen. See, John, David and Peter. Now let us add some CSS here. I've already written a CSS file for this, and we have included this class named subcomponent area, and this subcomponent area class will be included inside this div in the subcomponent file. So we'll give it a class name and write subcomponent area. Okay, and what we'll do here is we'll import this CSS file. So subcomponent .css. Okay, so now some CSS style has been added onto this file. So this is the first part that we have done here. Now for the second part of this video, what we'll look here is how we can handle events. Okay, so to handle events, we need to focus on this subcomponent.js file where we were rendering the values. Okay, where we were displaying the values inside the header tags, right? So events could be anything like clicking a button, okay, like scrolling and so on. So let us take an example of event handling in this example, and let's say here somewhere in all the three players, let's say we need a button, and by clicking a button, let's say some event will occur. Okay, so if we click that button, let's say if we have a button over here, and if we click here, so some events will occur here. Okay, maybe it will change the name, maybe it will change the score or something like that. It will add the score or something like that. Okay, so but it will occur only if we click the button, so that clicking is an event. So let's say I want to say hello in an alert, as an alert message if we click the button. So for this example, as a basic example, I want just to have an alert box. So now what we will do here is we'll add a button here, and we'll give a name, say click me. So what this will do is it will create a button here. Look, click me for all the 3 players. But now if you click here, nothing happens, right? So this event of clicking doesn't give me anything. So for that, what we can do is we can write a function. We can write a function named we can name it any we can name it with any name. Let's say click button. Okay, so the function name is click button, and we will write we write an alert message here. We'll write an alert message saying hello player. Okay, so this should appear when we click this button. Okay, when we click this button, hello player should appear as an alert message. So let's save it and let's check if it if the alert message pops up or not. It's not responding, right? Why? Because we have written the function, but we have not said within the button, we have not said it how to call that function, right? So here what we have is an on-click event. We will include this on-click event, and on calling this on-click event, this function named click button will be called. Okay, so please pay attention here. This is important to understand, since we are starting to learn event handling, and event handling is a very important topic. Okay, so when we include this on-click event, this on-click will be calling this click button function, which is written here, and it will jump to this function, and inside this function whatever you will write, it will try to do that. So we have an alert message here saying hello player. So if we click here, this click button function will activate and alert message will appear. Okay, so now let's check. See, we have an event, and clicking the function gives us this alert message saying hello player, right? It's happening for all the buttons that we have here. Okay, so this was a basic example, and we will we'll expand our examples. We'll try different examples in next videos, further videos, and we'll look at common and regularly used events or event handling functions. We'll just look at it, but as of now, this was a basic event handling example, and from this you can take some idea and create your own examples. So in the next videos we'll be looking onto more examples, and also we'll be learning about states in React. What are states, and how to implement states in such examples. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you.